Okay, so you're here to learn a little bit more about PowerPoint. So let me help you out real quick. So you probably know the basics of PowerPoint, like for example, how to add new slides and stuff like that. So I'm just going to kind of give you a little bit maybe more advanced techniques and tricks to get your PowerPoints to the next level. Remember, simplicity is key when you're making PowerPoints. Don't go crazy with it because that's going to take away from your actual presentation. So let's get started. Let's just put a title here. Again, you probably know that all of the font editing stuff is going to be in the Home tab in PowerPoint, so you can go ahead and change the font here. You can change the size of your font, right? You can go ahead and select, you can make it underline, you can do all of that here. Other things that you probably haven't played with, for example, is you can change the text direction, so you can stack things, i.e. you can make them vertical. You can do a lot of different things with that. Now that stack thing, it looks kind of funky, but if you were to actually make this a little bit bigger, it's going to actually stack your title like this. You can drag anything you want in PowerPoint. You can rotate it using the green arrow. So you can do a lot, or the green circle, sorry. You can do a lot of cool things with PowerPoint. Next thing is I want to add a slide. Now when you add a slide, you're going to click this button here. I always click like the drop down menu so I can choose from a select list of different slide templates. I'm going to always choose blank because I want like kind of free range when I'm editing these things. Now if I want to change the way that they show up in my slideshow, you can always click a slide and drag it and move it up this way, so that you can like change the order of your slides. But again, I want my title to be the first slide. Now my second slide, I want to add some pictures. So I click on the insert tab, I go over here to picture, and it's going to pull up like my computer, and I'm going to find the picture that I'd like. I pulled these off Google. Let me click this one real quick. It's going to add it here. I can change the size like this. I'm going to move this down here to the corner. Now if you notice, when I open up a picture, it's going to open up another tab called Format. In Format, you can go ahead and change like the borders of it. You can change the picture shape. So say for example, you could throw it into a circle, for example. So you can have, or an oval technically, and you can have a lot of cool things. You can even throw a border on that. Oops, I guess you can't. But that's kind of some of the tools that you can do. You can always access that Format tool by clicking on it. Click on the picture and that'll bring back the format editor. Now let's say for example I want to add some text to the screen. You can do that a couple different ways. Let's hit home. You can either select the text box, or actually you can select any of these different types of symbols or shapes here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to create another circle or oval, and I'm going to just set that here. Now you're probably wondering like, okay, so how do I insert text? To do that with any old shape in PowerPoint, you're going to right click that shape, you're going to hit edit text, and you're just going to start typing away. So what cute cat, huh? Anyway, when you're done with that, you can go ahead and edit that or format that drawing tool. So you can go ahead, or that picture, right? So you can go ahead and go in there and you can go ahead and bold that. You can do whatever you want as far as font. If you click the format button when you select that oval, right, you can then change a little bit about that shape. So you can maybe make it a little bit more 3D, change the color in the background, even change the font to make it look like that. Now I wouldn't recommend doing that because again you're gonna want to make it very easy to read, and the more fancy you get with fonts and stuff like that, the more distracting it is. So you're not going to necessarily want to do that. So let's fix that real quick and change it back to just a normal font, or black and white. So let's hit undo a couple times so that again it's a little easier to read. So with that being said, there's just a couple cool things that I'd show you using PowerPoint. One last cool advanced thing that I kind of want to show you is done here in Review. Actually, no, Slideshow, sorry. You can go ahead and rehearse timings, and when you rehearse timings, that's going to be where you can kind of set up the slideshow to kind of flip through the slideshow yourself. Try clicking on this and playing with this a little bit. So what it's going to do is it's going to go into the slideshow mode, and you're going to be able to actually click through it and do your presentation. When you're done, it's going to actually record how long each segment took, so that the next time you play your slideshow, it's going to just kind of flip through it at the pace that you did when you were rehearsing it. So it's kind of a cool feature. Not a lot of people use it, but it's pretty neat and it actually works pretty well. If you have any more questions about PowerPoint, call me on over. I can help you out. Thank you.